Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining me again. It's day 83 of Take a Journey with Me. Today and tomorrow I'm going to speak about two women that I feel have related stories, and they're even in the chapter that I've been reading about women of the Bible. But I want to dig into each of them separately. That's Dinah and Potiphar's wife, specifically Dinah today. You know, we all sin every day. In this flesh, it's all too easy to do so, especially when we are not serious in our walk with God and staying in His Word daily. But both Dinah and Potiphar's wife were part of sins of the flesh, both for different reasons and in different situations. Dinah, a man violated her. Potiphar's wife, she tried to entice a man. I'm going to speak, like I said, specifically about Dinah today and Potiphar's wife tomorrow. Digging directly into scripture, then speaking about it along with today's societal connections. We can read about Dinah in the book of Genesis, chapter 34. There are actually 31 verses, but I'm going to read verses 1 through 26. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, had born to Jacob, went out to visit the women of the land, where Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivitite, the ruler of the area, saw her. He took her and raped her. His heart was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. And Shechem said to his father Hamor, "Get me this girl as my wife." When Jacob heard that his daughter Dinah had been defiled, his sons were in the fields with his livestock, so he did nothing about it until they came home. Then Shechem's father, Hamor, went out to talk with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's sons had come in from the fields as soon as they heard what had happened. They were shocked and furious because Shechem had done an outrageous thing in Israel by sleeping with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not have been done. But Hamor said to them, "My son, Shechem, has his heart set on your daughter. Please give her to him as his wife. Intermarry with us, give us your daughters, and take our daughters for yourselves. You can settle among us, the land is open to you. Live in it, trade in it, and acquire property in it." Then Shechem said to Dinah's father and brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes. I will give you whatever you ask. Make the price for the bride and the gift I am to bring as great as you like. I'll pay whatever you ask me. Only give me the young woman as my wife." Because their sister Dinah had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to him, "We can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. That would be a disgrace to us. We will enter into an agreement with you on one condition only, that you become like us by circumcising all of your males. Then we will give you our daughters, and take your daughters for ourselves. We will settle among you and become one people with you. But if you will not agree to be circumcised, we will take our sister and go." Their proposal seemed good to Hamor and his son Shechem. The young man who was the most honored of all his father's family lost no time in doing what they said, because he was delighted with Jacob's daughter. So Hamor and his son Shechem went to the gate of their city to speak to the men of their city. "These men are friendly towards us," they said. "Let them live in our land and trade in it. The land has plenty of room for them. We can marry their daughters and they can marry ours. But the men will agree to live with us only as one people, only with the condition that our males be circumcised, as they themselves are. Won't their livestock, their property, and all their animals become ours? So let us agree to their terms, and they will settle among us." All the men who went out of the city gate agreed with Hamor and his son Shechem. Every male in the city was circumcised. 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, 2 of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. They put Hamor and his son Shechem to the sword and took Dinah from Shechem's house and left. Thanks be to God. It's heavy. Dinah had 12 brothers and no sisters. Her parents were Jacob and Leah. Dinah's curiosity outside of her family, especially being overwhelmingly the minority of women in the family, herself and her mother, led to her to make a decision to explore outside of her community and not in the best places or people to be around. She wanted to see other women or how they were living outside of her community. Unlike many of us today, wanting to leave our small towns, wanting to be like other women to the extent of forgetting who they are, we are, and or where they came from. In today's world, we are inundated with media, printed media, TV, and social media, which especially leads us to stray. In our innocence, we can end up in positions or locations which get us in trouble. I was an innocent young girl when going to my first college in Charlotte, North Carolina. And to me, I thought Charlotte was just a huge deal. It is definitely still a large city and well-known city with NFL, which was not there when my living in the city. My naivete led me to make decisions which I would soon regret. Dinah found herself in similar situations. She put herself somewhere which she found herself raped. I did the same. This is a jarring life experience, which I know many others have unfortunately had to go through as well. Some biblical scholars have argued just being there, she appeared as a woman wanting attention by others or from others. We cannot read her mind, only that she was innocently exploring. I know purposely I was not asking for what happened to me, not like many other women who have been violated today. Exploring the world outside of our community we grew up in is not a bad thing. I went in the Air Force after college in Charlotte. I lived in Costa Rica without any family, and I went to other colleges and other explorations in my life. I never went to these places asking to be hurt or taken advantage of. And I believe Dinah, was not either. I'm not denying women can give vibes that they're asking for attention. But again, this is more often than not something we do on purpose as wanting to be hurt by someone else. Our society today makes us feel that we have to be or look or be a certain way, to be or in actions or look and appearances a certain way for this or that today, for a promotion, to be famous, and other examples. I was caught up in that thought pattern, unfortunately, when I was younger as well. I'm thankful to God for saving me more ways than one and countless times from situations I both ended up in and put myself in. I'm not the young girl that I was then. I learned from my mistakes and from how I may have confused others around me to thinking something of me was that intent that they might have been looking for in a woman. I feel Dinah quickly and obviously, even without words necessary, regretted her decisions and changed her ways. We need to have patience and loving guidance for those we see as this today. Don't give up on them easily. Remember, society is making everything right than as we as Christians know to be right. These kids are being groomed to think it is okay to do this or that. We have to be the strong backbones to lovingly bring them back. It can be done. I'm living proof. I think back to a documentary I once saw about certain groups of the Amish community. I know there's different levels and types of Amish, but I can't remember exact one this was about. And they gave their teens, or actually young adults, the opportunity to see the outside world, even paying for apartments and such. The world was shocking to these young people. Many wanted to stay and others quickly went back to where they were comfortable in. Knowing and appreciating our roots is also important. Also, going into situations with the guidance of those that we love and look up to, especially the guidance from God. My heart actually cries out for Dinah and many people of this world today, the young people. I hope this has helped you. It's really touched me. And again, I'm going to go to Potiphar's wife tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I hope you have a blessed day. God bless. I love y'all.